Hanji everyone, welcome back to the channel. So since it's a tax season in Canada which runs from February 21st till April 30th, a lot of people are involved in filing taxes these days. So I thought why not show you a process of filing taxes for a very small fee, and you can do it all online. So in this video we're going to discuss on how you file your income tax returns for 2024 using StudioTax software. This software is actually provided by Canada Revenue Agency through their certified software list, and I have been using it for last 10 years and it provides me great results. This software is very easy to use, and it also gives you option to optimize your return, to actually claim any tax credits or benefits that you might have missed. So it gives you all the suggestions. So let's go step by step on this whole process, and I will show you tips and trick on saving money this tax season by filing taxes yourself. So as you can see on the screen, this is a website where you can go to find your certified tax software which are approved by Government of Canada to file your taxes online. Now if you look at it, they have a net file, which is actually the service that Government of Canada uses to collect your tax information or to collect your tax return online. So you will get a net file code. So the first year you file your taxes, you have to do it on paper. The very first year when you file your taxes in Canada. After that first year, when you get your notice details with your tax returns and all the relevant information, you will find a net file code in it. So that code could be used to file the taxes online in subsequent years. Now here are the softwares that Canada Revenue Agency certified. So they are free products and products which is paid products with offering some with products with free offerings. So normally I go to the paid products and products with free offering because they give you more comprehensive tax credits and tax detail information. So as you scroll down, there are a lot of softwares that they have, they provide, they approve of. So there are like TurboTax, there's Future Tax, but I always use StudioTax. So this is StudioTax for Windows, since I have a Windows computer. So I'll install the software on my computer. StudioTax 2024 software for Windows is available. We download it, and it also says in this that you do not need to uninstall your previous version, which is 2023, or previous StudioTax version. All StudioTax versions can be installed at the same time. So what this allows us to do is, if you have filed it, if you have used StudioTax before, then it saves all your personal information in a file, which you can just directly use it for to file the taxes subsequent years. So since it will be your first year filing a tax, I suggest you save the information on your computer, and every subsequent year you just use the same information to file your taxes quickly. When you open the installation window, it will look something like this. You can go through the whole process and install the StudioTax software on your computer. So after installation, when you open the software, it looks something like this. It's StudioTax 2024, and it will have various options for you. So one is open an existing return. If you already have a return that you're filing, create a new return, or create a new return for 2024 from the 2023 return. This was I was telling you about, that you save your information for a quicker tax return next season. So if you click on what's new in 2024, it will take you to a new screen, which actually tells you what's new in StudioTax. It gives you highlights. Also, it gives you news about certain provinces in which the tax returns have changed. So like Nova Scotia, there was nothing. For Ontario, there were 2 tax credits that were removed. For Manitoba, there is no change. So it just gives you a brief overview of what changes have happened since 2023 in the tax returns in certain provinces. So after just reading and familiarizing yourself with the software main screen, if you go and create a new return, we will start with that. So we click on create new return, and it will actually take you to the main wizard screen on which you will file your taxes. So basically you'll see the screen like this, in which it will ask you if you intend on filing additional tax return. for the previous year. So if you are only filing a tax return for 2024, you just say no. But if you want to change or amend tax returns for previous year, you have to click yes in it. So we are just filing it for 2024, so we click no and go ahead. Screen, you actually will fill your title, your name, your last name, your social security number, your date of birth. So this is just for example purpose. I just filled in random information, and it will ask you to select the type of residency. You can actually click on that link to say determine residency and click Canadian resident, and then we go next. So the next screen actually is your address. So I just typed in any random address of Halifax for demonstration purpose, any code. You can also put your phone number if you would like. It's not mandatory. And then also you can set up your email, so that email notification can be used by Canada Revenue Agency to send you information on your tax returns, what's update and all the status. If you want to do that, you can enter it and validate it. And you now use the next step is to select your province or territory of residence as of December 31st 2024. So I select Nova Scotia since I'm in Nova Scotia, and they ask if you have changed your province in 2024. You enter the date you moved. So according to your situation, you should, if you moved a province, you should select that and put the appropriate date. And then it asks you, is your home address the same as your mailing address? Yes. If you have different mailing address, you have a PO box number, you can put that information in there. Then it also asks you if your mailing address is different province or territory, or if you were self-employed, then select the province or territory of your self-employment. So you can fill information according to your situation. And then when we go next stage actually is for your marital status. So it will give you options to select your marital status, so whatever your status is at the time of filing the taxes. So it could be married, living common law, widowed, divorced, separated, single. So it actually gives you option if your marital status changed during the year. If you got married in 2024, you got any changes in your marital status, then you can also put in there, and it will allow you to create a spousal link return. But if you select single, then it actually brings up a box that actually asks you again that if your marital status changed during the year, but if you were married and then you became single, separated, divorced, then you can put all the information in there. So we say okay. And now if we actually change the marital status to married, now then it will actually show you information on how to create your spousal linked return on the same tax return. So actually that is another benefit. So it says, do you want to create a spousal link return where both your return and your spouse's return are linked? So this can be beneficial for tax refund purposes, where you can move your contribution and deductions from one partner to another depending on their income levels. So we can say cancel this, and then I'll only show you how to file it as a single status person, but you can obviously go and choose the appropriate one according to your circumstances. So if we go and select single, the box will come up again just to confirm that nothing changed, and then we say okay, and we move to the next window. This will actually is additional information. If you became a resident in 2024, then you have to give that information here. What entry date was, when did you enter in Canada? You have to provide that entry date, because that will actually determine some of your benefits, if you are eligible for GST, HST rebate or any other benefits. And then it will ask you to give your world income before you became a Canadian resident for that year. And if we say we were in Canada in 2024 for the whole year, so we will skip this step, we won't select anything, and then we go to the next window, which gives you any additional information. So if this is for a deceased person, the return, or if there was a bankruptcy during the year, then you can provide the details there. The next window, it is for carbon tax rebates. This is a rebate that actually will be stopped by Canada. This was for the carbon taxes that they collected from the consumer and then offered rebate to the people, to each individual depending on where they stayed in the province. So this April will be the last payment date, since the current government has scrapped the carbon tax, so no more carbon tax rebate will be applicable. So this will be a last return where this screen will be available. So actually it's asking you to tick this box if you reside in a rural area. in one of these provinces, because that will determine your tax rebate. So the rural area residents actually get more tax rebate, carbon tax rebate, than the people living in urban centers, since they have to drive more distance to access services. So we are living in urban centers, so we will actually not check that box and move on to the next window. It will take you to some CRA questions on your language of correspondence, English, and if you have any foreign property worth more than $100,000 in 2024 that you held. So you have to say yes or no to that. So we didn't have any, we'll say no. And if you are exempt from income under the Indian Act, so we are not, so it's a no to that. And then another CRA question is that if you open the first time home buyer savings account in 2024, then you have to check yes to it. So this is a new program that government offered to help individuals entering in the housing market secure their first homes. So it is only applicable to first time home buyers. And this property flipping is a main one, because they didn't want people to benefit from high rates of housing by flipping a property within 1 year. So if it actually asked that did you dispose of a housing unit or a right to acquire housing unit in less than 365 days. So if you have done that, then you will be taxed at a capital gain rate on that on the profit you made by flipping a property. We did not dispose of any property, so we click that and then move on. So this screen actually is for Election Canada. So this is not mandatory, it's up to you. But if you allow Election Canada to receive your information from CRA, you will be, and you're a Canadian resident, they will use the information to select your electoral ballots during an election process. So we say yes, we say we have a Canadian citizenship, and then we like our information to be shared with Election Canada. So now this is an important screen. So this is autofill my returns. So what happened is CRA normally receives all your T4s, all your RRSP information, because that is all linked to the SIN number. So all that information is already with CRA, all those, and they store it in their system, and you can actually access that information directly through their system, and that will allow you to fill your returns quickly, because all the information will be loaded, all your T4s, all your RSP will be loaded right into the software. For that to happen, you actually need to create a CRA account. So if you haven't created a CRA account and this is your first year filing, the CRA won't be able to auto-populate your information. So for that, you actually create a CRA account in My Accounts for individuals, and then CRA will send you a letter with your login details and with your password, because it's not online, it is very secure process. So we didn't have anything right now, so we just say no, and then we have to fill everything manually now. So when you enter next, it will take you to net file access code. So as I explained in the beginning of the video, the net file access code will be available on your notice of assessment. So if you can enter that here, otherwise you have to enter it when you finally file your taxes online. So this is just optional window. And after doing that, then if you select next, then you are actually taken to your screen, where you have to say what T-slips or what income information you will provide in this tax returns. Then you select all that is applicable to you. So for this one, we are just saying a T4, which is anybody working a job here will receive it from their employer. So these are the deductions you can claim. So for we have RRSP, we have donations if you are claiming charitable donations, dependents, if you have kids you select dependents, and medical expenses. So if you spend money out of your pocket or you pay premium, that can be used as a credit towards your income tax. So once you click all that, you will be brought to the main screen here, another screen here, where you have to enter your T4 information. So now in this T4, we will enter just information. We say ABC is the employer name. It's based in Nova Scotia. You actually will enter all the blocks, all all the columns or all the rows that are applicable to your T4. You just look at your T4 and fill the relevant information for the box it is. So like mostly it's like income 100,000, we say CPP contribution, we say EI premium. Those are the basic ones, deductions that everybody gets deducted from their T4s. And then you have your income tax reduction, and is anything else that is applicable that will be shown in your T4 slip, you enter it here. So if you keep scrolling down, if you have union dues, that will be shown in line 44, you enter them there. And then moving down more, if you have any uh, uh, premiums that you paid for a medical plan that is provided by your employer, that can be entered in box 85. So all that information from your T4, you can just transcribe it in this window. And once you're done, you click next. It will take you to the RRSP contribution. So the first one is what's the limit and deduction limit. This is from your latest notice of assessment, so you will get that limit from there. And then you make contribution between March 1st to December 2023. You enter that in this way here. You click and then you enter the information. You provide a description. We say RRSP Manulife, $5,000 just for demonstration purpose. Between January 1st and March, I invested say $2,000. So, and I can just say RRSP, BMO, or any in the bank to which you were investing. And then you say I want to claim the maximum RRSP. So you check that box there. That will be claimed in your, that will be used to reduce your taxable income. And any other payments that you owe to CRA would have to be entered here. So like if you borrowed from your RRSP for your home buyers account to put a down payment, you have to enter that information there. So if you actually have a CRA account and you autofill all that information, those all will be entered in this software automatically through CRA. So you don't have to worry about all the deductions that CRA will be taking away. So that is very neat feature of this software. But since we don't have a CRA account online, we are entering in manually, so you have to go through a little bit more steps. So in the next one, then you actually add dependents. Say click add, and then you just enter the name. We just, for demonstration purpose, just enter any Gopi Junior, and then you can put their year of birth. So we just say 2011. So they are still dependent because above 16 years of age are not dependent anymore according to Government of Canada. So we just say 2011. So 13, 14-year-old kid. Then you add any expenses we want to add. So childcare expenses with $1,000. You can just provide daycare, camps, any information for your child. You just enter it there, and then you say okay, and then just close it. So that will be used as a deduction in your tax return. So it will reduce your taxable income. And then in here you add the relationship. And if you're in Nova Scotia, the arts amount is where you enter the $500 credit that Nova Scotia government provide to the families for sports and art and fitness classes. So that is a one-time credit, and it can be only used by one person in the family. Now this one is for charitable donations or gift. If you have donated any to any organization, you must have received a slip like a tax receipt from them. So you enter that information here. So we say we donated $500 to Feed Nova Scotia. So you enter that information in there. When you click next, you are brought to the medical expenses. So here you enter all your medical expenses. So we say we paid $150 co-payment, $100 co-payment. You have to enter the date and the description, and you have to enter as many as co-payments that you have done. So you have to actually list them in order according to the date, because that Canada Revenue Agency won't ask for the receipts, but in case they ask, they will actually compare it to what you have entered in your tax returns, and if you can provide all the receipts to them. So you have to be very careful when you enter. Don't enter any false information. even though this is online and they don't read any receipt, but they can audit your tax return anytime in 7 years following your tax return. So they can audit this tax return for 2024 till 2031. Also, I told you that the box 85, from the T slip, if you have anything, that will be automatically populated here. So this return, we are only claiming $250 for our medical expense that we paid from our pocket. But if you have paid anything else, you can fill this window with the appropriate information as per your circumstances. This is more federal tax information, so you can claim for disability credit, news subscription. So if you subscribe to any news qualifying subscription for, you can claim up to $500. Any interest paid on student loan, home buyer amount, and then it asks, the last one is principal residence designation. So did you sell or have sold part of or principal residence, because that will be also coming under capital gains. So we can say no to it. And for home buyer account, I recommend you read 31270 line in the guide, which is available on CRA website, to get more information on what include in the home buyer account. And the next is provincial credit. It says check low income, so we won't be in low income since it's more than $50,000. So we should uncheck that. And it says congratulations, you have finished your return. And then basically read up the information and click. It asks you that you can proceed and editing the tax data. Once that window disappears, you have done your tax returns. So now I'll show you how you actually see all what you have filled in and how much refund or taxes you are owing, and then enter also the information for work from home expenses. Once you hit finish, you will be actually seeing this window, which actually gives all the forms that are generated automatically when you filled in all the numbers and information in that wizard. And if you click on the tax return on the left hand side and scroll down, it will show you if you have any refund. So it's showing $2,842 will be refunded to us, and if you owe anything, that will also be shown. So if you see on the top, you have all the tools up there that actually you can use to edit your information. So if you look at new, you can open new return, print the return. Wizard is the one we showed that actually takes you to the windows where you enter all the information. You can actually change anything you want through that wizard software and then finish it. It will be updating. It will update your tax returns. Also on dependent, if you click on dependent, it just will take you to the dependent information of, in this case, for your child. And if you click the RRSP, it will take you to the RRSP window. You can make any changes there. So this is very intuitive. It's very quick to access it. And this optimizer is basically optimize a linked return. So if you are filing as a couple, then this optimizer is very beneficial, because it will actually see where to claim the medical expenses, where to claim the child care expenses on which partner, depending on the income level. So you get the maximum refund. So this feature is very important when you are filing linked return with your spouses. So after that, it actually we say okay to that, and then you go to validate. Validate is when you validate this return after filing it. So it will give you anything you missed and give you some suggestion on it. And then moving forward, it actually gives forms. So as I said, in my previous video, where you can claim the work from home expenses. So there, the form I mentioned that you have to fill is T777 form, and that form is actually available here. So if you go to T777 in there and you add it to your federal tax return, it actually opens up your statement of employment expenses. So you actually can follow my previous video to fill out these worksheets that I will show you in a minute. So you actually scroll down all the way. If you have any cost, business cost, you can enter all here. Any motor vehicle expense that you use for your work, you can enter that here. Any mobility, labor mobility deduction. So if you moved anywhere for your job, that can be entered here. But this line is the calculation for workspace in your home expense. So this one actually is the one we use when we work from home in a hybrid situation these days. So when you click on that, the worksheet will open and you can fill out the worksheet as I have explained in my previous video, where say our working space is basically 100 square feet, our total residence is 1000, number of hours worked per week, we say we work 3 days a week, so 24 hours. Then you go for your employment income you used, so how much, like when you work from home, what income you earn, so basically whatever you earn in that year, so we say 100,000 because we only had one T4 and we worked one job. And then you add the expenses like electricity, where you add the electricity, how much is for your whole house and how much is for your working area. Same goes for any maintenance, how much is for the entire resident and how much is only for your working area. It's little tricky to calculate, but you can guesstimate it. So you enter, say, so we say we have, like we say we for electricity, heat, water, home, internet, we have $500 for the working area. And then we say we have $2,000 for the whole, 3,000 for the whole residence. Same goes for maintenance. We could actually just say for your working area like light bulbs, etc., cleaning supplies, so we can put in, say again maybe 250, and for the entire residence 750. The home insurance and property taxes can only be claimed by commission employees only. And then you see you have $160 refund for your actually credit for working from home for this year. So if that will be actually reflected in your returns, so if you go after filling this, if you go to your returns on the left side and see how much refund it is, so it will be increased from 2886 to 2946. So basically you earn around 60-70% of that credit is added to your refund. So this way you can actually claim your home office expenses and see your refund increased. So after doing this, you can actually, there are other federal forms you can add. There are other provincial forms too, especially the tuition and education amount. So for kids who are studying in this in the universities here, they can actually claim their tuition and tuition credits to reduce the income they earned that year. So I'll make a separate video for it. If you need more information, let me know. But this is actually one of the big credits for your income. Then there is in the summary section here. So if you go back to the federal form, in the summary section, you actually scroll all the way down. You can see how much is your limit for 2025 for RRSP deduction. You can see the marginal tax rates and also the carbon estimate what will you receive in April for the carbon rebate and for the child care benefit, because we are dependent on it. So that will be every month. So there, this actually then you hit validate after that, and then it gives you some suggestions on the bottom that actually if you want to address them, they are saying that we found that you might have overlooked some information and you might want to consider those. So there are some warnings. This won't stop you from filing your return, but just some credits you might have missed, you should check those. You to save this. Once we save it, this will bring up a screen saying that this is based on your income level, this cannot be used as a free return. You have to buy a license for it. So the license is very reasonable. It's $14.99 for tax returns. Basically you just pay that license fee, you activate that license, and then you can file your return. So so once you activate the license, it will guide you through steps to actually just complete your return. It will ask, okay, are you sure you entered the right information? You enter your net file code there, you just cross check everything that you entered, and then you file it. And then as soon as you file it, you will receive a automated confirmation from CRA that your tax returns have been received and they will be processed. So it takes around, I think, 2 to 4 weeks to process the returns and issue refund. So if you have a CRA account online, you can actually add your banking information in there so that the refunds are directly deposited in your bank account. If not, then they will actually send you a check, which actually will add delays to it. That might take another 2 to 4 weeks to receive a check for your refund. So I highly recommend you create a CRA account and enter all the relevant information in there. So it is very simple to file taxes in Canada using any tax software. I just showed you StudioTax, but there are other good ones in the market as well. You can use whatever you like, but I had good experience with StudioTax, so I'll stick to it. So hope this video was useful for you to file your taxes at a reasonable cost this year. And since it's a tax season, so be savvy with your money and keep following me for more such informative videos. I will see you next time. Tab tak le, see ya. Bye.